Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25
What's good, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I'm sorry I'm late. It ain't my fault. Something is wrong with YouTube. And so I was trying to, when I was getting in here, I was trying to see if it was only my page or was it other people's. And then I went on Twitter, and you know, you can go on Twitter and stuff and put in latest, and it'll let you know if there's an outage or something. So there is an outage going on with YouTube. So I didn't know if it was working with me coming in here, y'all. But listen, we are here today to talk about Love Island USA Season 7 reunion. It was episode 37. Baby, I am so glad that this is over with, because I don't want to hear nothing else Love Island. Y'all have to understand that I have watched 37 episodes of Love Island within the last 2 weeks. And I am Love Island out. But I do love that it's like I just seen it. Whereas for some people, they've seen it over the summer, right? I feel like I just saw everything yesterday. So I'm able to clock all of the lies and stuff that's going on. Okay? Now, I will say, we're gonna talk about the reunion and at the 5-minute mark of the video. But before we get started, let's see who here and let's talk. Okay, let me see. Hold on, let me get my notes ready, because I took a lot of notes. We're gonna be here for a while. I hope we don't, because I don't really like being on here. I don't really like coming up here for like 3 or 4 hours and stuff like that or whatever. What's good, Eric Jordan? He said, I didn't finish the reunion yet, but I'm going to stand by Shelly, whether she's right or wrong. Now, see, I understand you, Eric Jordan. Me, let me tell you, I gotta be fair with me. I'm standing on me. I'm not team nobody. I'm team me and what I feel is right in the moment. But see, Air Jordan, you do the same thing for Larsa too. See, you do the same thing for Larsa too. You be standing up for Larsa, whether she right or wrong. Because sometimes when you become on the video with Larsa, I'll be like, now he can't be watching the same show that I'm watching. Maine 8380, what's good? Michelle, what's good? Beehive, what's good? Huda is definitely full of it. Glad you caught that. Oh yes. Oh yes. Maka baby, don't watch the show, but I made a charcuterie board for my daughter and her besties watch party. I watched with them. It was funny. Here for your hip. Oh, how old is your daughter, Maccabee? Cammy 11, what's good? Oh, Camille Marie, what's good? S Level, what's good? I'm so mad at myself that I didn't watch the show, but I'm gonna listen to catch up on all 60 episodes. One of these weekends. Everyone, please make sure you hit the like button. I'm not trying to be funny, S Level. I think Richie lied to me. It ain't the best show. It ain't the best show of 2025. Richie lied to me. Me and Richie gonna have to talk about that. Shelves, what's good? Desiree, what's good? Misunderstood, what's good? Oh my God, hey, good boy, I see your message from your video. It stays still wait. Okay, I didn't know what was going on. Q, what's good? Richie, you lied to me. Where you at? We see you. Okay, Raspy. Monet, okay, thank y'all so much. The video is playing now. Okay. Veggie Luck, what's good? Since I watched this with my man, I have to sneak and watch The View since we didn't finish it. Okay. I am sad because I know you can have, oh, baby, we got to talk. B. Spencer, what's good? Drop the link. What's Dadu 908? What's good? Short 76. What's good? Bougie C 1908. What's good? Wrong Take. What's good? I'm definitely team Shelly, Alandria, and Ace. Oh. Between Alandria, Shelly, and Huda, I'm torn. I'm not torn. It's me. I know that's you, y'all. I know I'm torn. I ain't called you no B. I didn't call you no. No, I didn't call you. If I would have called you one, you would have felt it in your soul. You would have felt it in your chest, like Ariana Grande said. If I would have called you one, because if I called you one, you wouldn't have heard it. You would have felt it. Okay. Again, y'all, we're here to talk about Love Island USA Season 7 reunion. It was episode 37 for people who care. Okay. I must say, I thought that the reunion was a little bit lackluster. I thought that the reunion was a little bit lackluster. I don't think that in the future, if I have to give some criticism, I don't think that everybody needs to be invited. I don't think that everybody should have been invited. It's too many people. We got 10 people that start off with, then we got the cast of girls, then we got the bombshell people. You know what I'm saying? I just think it was too many people trying to come to the reunion. Now, I feel like that we ought to have the people that made it toward the end. We ought to have the OGs, and we ought to have the people who stayed in the house for a bit of time that made at least a couple of episodes, at least a week or two. Right? You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that everybody should have been invited in the future. And a lot of them didn't say nothing. Right? Vanna only said one thing. JD didn't say nothing. Right? Elon them, they didn't really say nothing. So I don't know what they was there for. Now I will say this. Adriana needed a little help. I was wondering, Adriana, you gonna have to get. I mean, you gotta at least try. She did need a little help. She did need help, but I don't know if she needed Andy. I don't know if she needed Andy. She did need a little help. I gotta give her that. She did need a little help, but I don't think that we needed Andy. Okay. But I must say, and we gotta be honest when we talk about it. Okay, hater or lover, Huda was the star of season 7.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Be very clear.
Huda was the star of season 7. Okay? The Islanders, let's start the reunion. The Islanders ended up coming in. Okay? Amaya and Brian came in. Okay? Ace and Shelly came in with Taylor and Clark. Huda walked in by herself. That's the star of the show, baby. Huda walked in by herself. That's the star of the show. Now now Chris ended up walking in by himself too. That's because Huda didn't want to be with him. But Huda came in by herself, baby. Huda was the star of the show. She was the only one who walked in by herself. That's the star of the show, baby. Okay. I also think another criticism I think is that the reunion was too far out. Right? I think that at the next reunion, I think that the reunion was too far out, and I get that this isn't Housewives, but at the next reunion, we need to hear exactly what was being said in the interviews. A lot of times in the reunion, they were referencing things that was being said in the interview, but we need to hear exactly what was said word for word. When they do it when they do it with Housewives, of course we know what happens, and then when they do it in Housewives, if they're talking about an interview, we hear exactly what was said or who interviewed the person. But we didn't really get that here. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was like up to your interpretation on what we thought was being said, right? And now these people, it's so many of them, right? It's over 20 people. They doing interviews everywhere, so it's hard to keep up. Whereas his Housewives is only 6 or 7 girls, right? It may be 8 at the most, but it's like 20 people up here, right? I'm not watching no interview that Vanna did. Vanna was barely in the house. I'm not watching an interview that Coco did. My time is valuable, right? If I'm watching an interview, it needs to be with the star of the show. But yeah, I think that a lot of times in this reunion, when they was referencing interviews that the girls or that the people did or whatever, they kind of lost some of us, at least lost me, because I'm not watching all of these interviews, so I need to know exactly what was said and who they interviewed with. Okay. But the reunion started off with the final 4. Alandria and Nick, they did look nice together. The color on them, they did look nice together. The color they had on complimented them both. Hula looked cute from the neck up. Okay? Huda dress looked like it was like a curtain turned into a dress. I don't think that her dress was cute. It looked like a curtain that meshed like a couch pillow, and they ended up making a dress out of it. I don't think that it looked cute. I think that Amaya looks cute, but it looks very cheap. What Cardi B say? You hoes look cheap. That shit don't cost much. That's what I got from Amaya. I thought that you won $50,000. Did he give you your cut? Because that's what you came up with? Did the check cash at NBC Universal? Okay? Everybody else in the top 4 was unforgettable. Everybody else in the top 4 was unforgettable. Okay. Andy ended up asking Nick and Alandria, do you prefer Nick Alandria or Freako Nico? Okay. Nick said that he preferred Freako Nico.
Of course.
Of course. Of course he would prefer Freako Nico because Freako Nico is just about him. You don't really hear Alandria in Freako Nico, right? All you hear about is Nico. So he don't really care about Alandria like that. Alandria isn't involved. So of course he will go with Freako Nico, okay? So then we ended up getting a montage of how we got to the Final 4. Huda dress was ill-fitting. Yeah, it was ill-fitting. Huda dress looked good from the back. Oh, she barely had anything going on in the back. Huda came dressed in the mouth like it was for her keys and yellow. Oh, Huda looked like an old mess, freaked out. Huda needs to fire the people who did her glam. I thought her hair looked good. Nick doesn't like Alandria. She was the 5th pick. All right. Thank you. That's what I get. He don't like her. That's why he liked Freako Nico better than Nico Alandria. Okay, it was a gameplay. So we ended up getting a montage on how we got to the Final 4. Okay. And so they ended up talking to Amaya and Brian. I think that they only won on account of America liking Amaya. I really do. I liked Amaya. I found her to be annoying a lot of the times, kind of like how I feel with Gertie. I like Gertie, but she could be annoying sometimes. I found Amaya to be annoying most of the time. I feel like that she played a character on this show. I feel like that she tried to play like this ditzy character on the show, but the real Amaya was the girl that we saw get into it with Shelly about Ace. It was nothing ditzy about her. She didn't make no mistakes. That was the real Amaya. Because I really feel like that she shut Shelly down in that argument that she got over Ace. She shut Amaya. Shelly couldn't even really get a word in. It wasn't no ditzy. It wasn't no, oh, what's going on? Good morning, everybody. If I'm not your cup of tea, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of that she was trying to play on the show. She was acting. That was the real Amaya that we saw when she got into it with Shelly, baby. Trust and believe, baby. She ain't no pushover. She ain't this the girl that y'all try to make her seem like that she is. Me either. Amaya doesn't talk like that on her old TikTok. This Lisa Mac. Okay, Maccabee. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. Maybe I did something. I don't see everybody's name, but I know who y'all are from the picture. When she got into it with Ace too. Yeah, when she got into it with Ace too. What's good, Lisa Mac? Okay. So then they get to talking about cheating videos of Brian out there with girls. He said that he had a lapse in judgment. Andy said, what was the lapse? He said, I was pouring shots. I was running around. I used to be a bartender. So I was just going around pouring shots on girls or whatever.
Nigga, please.
Mexican nigga, please. Ain't nobody thought that she was cheating because you was out there pouring shots. You must have was doing something else. You must have been doing shots, pouring shots and drinking shots off of people's chests and stuff like they be doing at the bars. What's good, Candy? What's good? Right? You probably was pouring shots and licking them off of people, but you definitely wasn't pouring shots, and that's why people thought that you was cheating. Okay? Amaya said that her and Brian had talked about it and everything is good now because she's not a woman who will be with the man who doesn't respect her.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Because I feel like that I'm not trying to be funny. Amaya is a very beautiful girl. But I feel like Amaya was damn near begging the niggas to be with her in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't want nobody on the show, whatever, I'm backed up off you. You get what I'm saying? But I just feel like she was kind of begging. Like, girl, Ace told you he didn't want to be with you and you was out here crying. Girl, no. No, ma'am. She said, my kids have me watching this show. Girl. I wish I would have watched it from the beginning. I wish they also had some people on the show around like our age. That would be real, real good. Right, because she had pick me energy. Brian lying, Amaya lying, Chris lying, Child of Hope. Oh, the cast line. I told you I felt like they was playing survival. Okay. Then we got Pepe and Iris. Okay. They said that they ended up turning exclusive since they left the villa. but they not boyfriend and girlfriend. See, this is what I'm 37 years old, and I would consider myself pretty hip. In my day and age, if somebody said that they was exclusive, that mean that was your man. That's your man. When you say somebody is y'all went exclusive, that's your woman. That's your bitch. You get what I'm saying? That's your nigga. When you say when I went exclusive with somebody, so I'm confused that we exclusive since we left the villa, but we not boyfriend and girlfriend. What that mean? Y'all just fucking? Y'all fuck? I mean, what does that mean? Help me out. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Okay. They asked Iris about after the villa. They say that she was caught filming with TJ. TMZ caught her filming with TJ. She said that she wanted to tell him her feelings, and her feelings was real, that it wasn't fake and it wasn't for TV, that it was very genuine. Okay, but she wanted to let him know that she had a very strong connection with Pepe, and that is what her heart is. Okay, TJ received it, and I thought that was big because I watched the After Sun, and TJ really thought, or he was like anticipating Iris coming home, and he thought that they was gonna be a couple. They both lived in LA. At least they both lived in California, and he thought that they was really gonna have a connection when he left. But baby, she cried when he left, and she cried her way right into Pepe's bed, baby. She cried her way right into Pepe's bed. Okay. Pepe said that he talked to Hannah. They had a quick phone conversation, and he wanted to see how she was feeling. Okay. Hannah, girl, ain't no way you should have been in the house doing what you was, girl. I'm just, ugh. I couldn't take it. Okay. Then we get to talking about Huda and Chris. Okay. They asked how it feels for them to see each other. Huda said that she felt fine seeing Chris. Baby, Chris said that it was weird.
You're right darn now.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay. They asked Chris how did he feel about what Huda said about him in the press, He said he don't respect it. Okay, I respect it. I told y'all that on the trailer. Okay, for me, Chris ran around bragging to his boys that he folded, saying that he fucked Huda after he told Huda that he wouldn't say anything. Okay, and so she did an interview basically saying that nigga ain't got no dick. I think that that's fair game. I think that that's fair game. Now you in your feelings and you hurt and looking like a sad puppy when you started it. You started it. You started it. She wouldn't even been talking about you or what you had going on underneath your clothes if you wouldn't been running around saying that you folded.
You should have kept your fucking mouth shut.
You should have kept your mouth shut. I'm sorry. Listen, I get that some of y'all don't like Huda, but I just gotta call it how I feel it. I just gotta call it how I see it. Okay, you and I on the same page. Okay, that's the same D that she was begging for. Yeah, it was. She was she begging for it though, or did she say let's cuddle? Was she begging for it though? Did she say let's cuddle? Maybe it could still scratch an itch. I'm wrong, knowing that Iris and Pepe and allegedly Brian and Myers took the day before to mess up the reunion. You think so? 25 Dreamer? I mean, she gave it out on national TV. I'm not surprised he mentioned it. Huda was begging for the D. GGABOR, please, Hunter is a liar. What? Let's cuddle, or will we have a bad day tomorrow? Right, Ella, she begged. That's what started their drama. No, she begged. How is it fair when they fucked on TV? We all going to find out. We all going to find out on TV, but we don't know what was going on in the. We didn't see them, Ali. We didn't see them actually doing it. They could have been doing anything, right? We didn't actually see under the covers. They could have been doing anything, but he wanted to run around and say that I folded. He confirmed it. It would have been left to imagination, right? We don't know exactly that Hannah, for her spit to start pussy, we don't really know if she even gave it up to Pepe like that, right? He could have just had his stuff between her legs and told her to squeeze it a little bit, and she probably just spit and put it down there, but we don't know exactly what they did. But he went around running. He should have never said it. He should have kept his mouth closed, is what I'm saying. Okay? He said that she had a month to apologize. What are we apologizing for when we meant what we said? What are we apologizing for when we meant what we said? She had a month to apologize. She waited till 3 days to the reunion to recall, so he don't respect it. Okay? Huda said that she saw her For You page and a lot of hate that he was getting, and she wanted to address him. Notice she said address him and not the fans. Okay? She wanted to address him. She said she wanted to let him know that it was grateful for him and that she wanted to apologize for anything that she had done. Girl, no. Girl, no. Huda ain't like Chris anyways. Not surprised. I'm sorry. Damn, you're right. I agree with that. He was trying to stand on business, but expected her to reach out and didn't make sense. Right. Come on, y'all. We got to be fair. Child, let me go to my bed and spit on my hands and go to sleep. Child. Oh, squeeze it a little bit. That's what that's what I read in my book. Sometimes they say that you don't actually put it in. They just say that they put it between your thighs and you're supposed to hold your thighs together real, real hard and squeeze the thighs and make it seem like they doing it. Or make it seem like, because sometimes they say some people can't even fit it up in there. Maybe that's what, we don't know. Okay? Me personally, y'all, I don't feel bad for Chris at all. And when I say at all, I believe that Chris saw the signs with Huda when he was watching the show, when he was with Jeremiah. I think that Chris got embarrassed on this show when she was trying to kiss the man. Okay? He got embarrassed when she kind of curved him when he asked her for a kiss. She wasn't his type. And he still didn't break it off. I feel like that if Huda didn't break up with him in the finale, that he would still be there with her. And now he's riding the Huda hate train. So I don't feel sorry for him at all. At all. Okay? They ended up asking Huda about her dating situation. She said that she can't speak about her relationship outside of the villa for legal reasons. And baby, Adriana was gagged, baby. She said legal reasons. She said, yes, Netflix, I'm not allowed to talk about it. And Andy said, baby, tell Netflix that this is the #1 show of the summer. Okay? I think this is the worst thing that Huda could have done. This is the worst thing that Huda could have done. I remember, y'all know I used to watch Auntie Wendy. I will never forget. When Wendy had came and she was talking Hot Topics and she said that she talked to her mama. And it was being reported that Nene said that she was leaving the Real Housewives of Atlanta because she started getting jobs with the new normal in Glee. And Wendy said that her mama told her, baby, I would never leave my full-time job for a part-time job. And we see where Nene is at now, begging to be on the show. Okay? Huda is drinking the Kool-Aid. I believe that NBC Universal made Huda, and they could break her. They could break her. Huda is giving NBC Universal her ass to kiss. But the thing is this. I'm not surprised that Huda would act like that towards them. And, because these people made her. And I'm not surprised that she would act like that at this reunion because those are the same actions that she displayed in the house, right? And the producers and stuff went up for it. And people usually go up for behavior like that when it's on everybody else, but they don't like it when it's on them. See, Andy thought that Nene was the shit. She thought that she was so funny, right? Until it turned on him. Right, they could blackball her. Right, look at Nene. She could have just said, we're dating, no comment. Right. Or I'm single. Damn, y'all seen me out there with a nigga and I taking pictures, I gotta be with him. You know what I'm saying? She could have said, I'm focused on me and my baby. Okay? Then they get to talking about Nick and Alandria. Okay? They asked about their relationship status. They say they're taking their time. They won't let outside pressure dictate their relationship. Child, them people ain't together. Right. She thinks she's bigger than the program. Yeah, she thought that she was bigger than the program. She did, baby. You could be done with. And those type of people always have a hard fall. Yes, she will. Huda accused Andy of being a Zionist in this climate. She's about to lose that Netflix contract. I don't think that she got a Netflix contract. I don't think she got one, Ali. Okay? They don't want the pressure to dictate relationship. I don't believe that it's a real relationship. Okay? I think it was certain people on that show that was playing Survivor, and Alandria and Nick definitely was. When they showed the clip of the montage of how we got back to the Final Four, you notice they played the clip of them saying that they had to be a couple to get back in the villa. And she said, well, I guess we're a couple. That's only one choice to make. They want to come back to the house. Okay? I believe that Sierra should have definitely been at the reunion. I do. I think that we need to see Ciara at the reunion. Okay? Neither of them talked to Ciara. Nick said that he doesn't plan on talking to Ciara. He said he didn't like the stuff that she said when she was in Greece about her boyfriend wanting her best friend the whole time. Okay? He said he don't respect that. I think that Ciara had time to express that in the house when they came back and told her, and she didn't express it. So I don't think that she should have let social media hype her up afterwards. Right? Because to be honest with you, they told you that to your face, and you didn't really say nothing about it. You didn't really check it about it. You didn't really check it right then. So I do think that it was kind of lame for you, Ciara, to get outside the house and then trying to act like you this heartbroken puppy. You get what I'm saying? But see, you upset because you gave him your pussy already. You upset because you gave him you gave it to him already. Okay? Andy said, I have to know, Alandria, was it worth the wait? And she was like, the wait? And he was like, the journey. The journey. And then so she looked at Nick, and Nick was like, whoa. And he was like, well, they called me Big Belgian for a reason. I think that was so inappropriate for Andy.
I'm sorry. I have to be honest about it.
I think that was so inappropriate for Andy to ask that. That boy is, 22, 23 years old, in his early 20s, and Andy is sitting around here asking Alandria what, you know what I'm saying, how the boy is in bed. I think that is so inappropriate. I think that is so inappropriate. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know. I thought that was so inappropriate for Andy. The boy, first of all, the boy is straight. He's young. I just think that was inappropriate. He's 24. Toya, same difference. 24, he's too young. Andy's in his 50s. Andy's in his 50s. Okay? Andy is a creep. Andy wants some. That's nasty. He's wondering how nasty. Yeah, it was awkward. Right. It was nasty. Okay? But y'all bet I'm not trying to be. I gotta say this though, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna take it back when I ain't taking it back. I ain't taking it back. Y'all let the white gays get away with murder. Y'all let the white gays get away with murder. Could you imagine if Carlos King had asked somebody something like that, baby, them niggas would have probably jumped on and tried to fight that man. Carlos King would never be able to get away with something like that. Okay? Nick Alandria Nation, is that a real nation? Baby, y'all let them make stuff up, baby. I love it. I live. Okay? So then they ended up bringing out Taylor, Clark, Ace, and Shelly. Okay? What is this trend with these niggas with these bird chests wearing blazers with no shirt on underneath? What is this trend? What is this? But first of all, at least Nick don't got on no shirt underneath and he got hair on his chest, but at least he had his blazer wrapped like to the top, right? Taylor and Pepe should have worn shirts underneath their blazers. Taylor ain't got no chest. He was just over there showing tattoos, right? And then Pepe is a little fat. I'm not trying to be funny. Pepe is a little fat to not be wearing. You have to be. I'm not trying to be funny. You gotta have a body to pull off a blazer with no shirt on underneath. You get what I'm saying? Only certain type of people can. I'm just saying. You gotta be built in the chest to wear something like that. I don't think that everybody should be doing that. Okay, Clark looked great. Clark looked good to me. Clark looked really, really good. Andy ended up asking Taylor, was he really torn between Clark and Alandria? Okay, and he said yes. He said that yes, he was. And then they asked Alandria, did she think that he was torn? She said that she believed it at the time, but she saw conversations where he said that he wasn't attracted to her, that he wanted to grow to become physically attracted to her, and he said that it made her look desperate. Alandria needs to take accountability. Alandria made herself look desperate. I don't think that neither of them was attracted to each other. Okay? I think that she was running around making it seem like they was this happy couple. And America saw it, that it wasn't true. Every interaction y'all had was awkward. It wasn't just him. You was doing it too. I think that they both was waiting until they type came into the house, and his type just so happened to come into the house before hers did. right? If Jalen was a different type of man, she would have gave Taylor her ass to kiss. Trust and believe. She didn't want no country bumpkin. Oh, this is my first time out the country. This is my first time out the country. Richie said he had black stuff between his legs. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want that man. And so I think that we're trying to put everything on Taylor, but she played a part in that too. Why Charles wasn't there, Jalen? Charles shouldn't have been there. Everybody shouldn't have been there. Alandria lucky she was invited. Taylor is a whole scammer. He the type that works behind the scene. He was the one that wanted Jeremiah gone. Okay. So then, they tried to make it seem y'all done bullied this man into an apology. And he said, look, let me get a girl something. Because they say, do you think that you owe her an apology for not being honest with her? He said, let me apologize. Let me just go ahead and give a girl an apology. He said, I apologize for not being honest with you about my feelings. And I apologize to you behind the scenes. So let me apologize to you in front of everybody. You my dog, and you still my dog.
Hey, you placed a further.
Okay? I don't think that wasn't to me, that was, I ain't trying to give you no apology. You my dog and you still my dog?
Hey, you placed a further.
Y'all say I completely and utterly disagree with that. Alandria did like Taylor. She thought the man was not physically. She thought a man not being physically was a good sign of respect, and Taylor was flat out lying. Ali, that man didn't like her child. That man didn't like her child. And Ali, let me tell you something also. What we have to stop doing is waiting. What I want women to stop doing is waiting for men to make it official or trying to listen to what a man is telling you instead of what you feel. She know that man wasn't attracted to her. Everybody in the house knew that man wasn't attracted to her. Everybody watching the show knew that man wasn't attracted to her. Why do women always have to, well, I just want to go with what the man is telling me. That man didn't want that girl. And she knew he didn't want her. Come on now, let's be real. Okay? Then they get to talking about Shelly and Ace. They said they met a year before that. They commented on each other's IG pages, and that was it. Okay? They asked about their relationship status. They said that they was waiting to make their exclusive. Okay? Again, here go this bullshit. They are exclusive. Go by their actions only. Right. Taylor was a different Taylor there. Even Amaya says that Ola was never desperate. Yeah, we saw it, baby. She said, me and Tay-Tay had a good night last night, calling the man Tay-Tay and stuff. Girl, bye. Right? Why do women always feel like they need to wait for a man to make the decisions yourself? Right. Taylor didn't want that, girl. Okay. They want to make their relationship status official. They exclusive, but they want to make wait to make it official. Waiting to make it official. But Ace say that he's in love with Shelly. Child. I am in love. He's in love with Shelly, baby. Okay. So then we get more Islanders. They ended up coming out. Wait a minute. Did I miss something? Hold on. Okay, yeah, more Islanders ended up coming out. So they have rankings with the people on the show. So we got OGs. The OGs is the people that started at the beginning. The bombshells is the people that come in throughout the season. And then we got the Casa Amor people. Okay? So we got the OG Austin ended up coming out. And then we got the bombshells, Adrina and TJ, they ended up coming out. Okay? They ended up talking to Austin. They said they were shocked by his body count. He said his holiness got deleted. He ended up, deleting some people out. I don't believe that Austin was doing it like that now. I don't. I do believe that he probably was sending those many pictures, but I don't believe that he was getting it in like that. Okay? So then we ended up getting some Casa or more people ended up coming out. So we had Jaden, Grayson, Dana, Coco, Elon, JD, Zach, and then we had the Zach with the chiclets in his mouth. Okay, with the veneers, he was there through Skype or through the internet. Okay, and so Zach with the veneers he was like real like, yo, clap it up, what's good, lead the yos to the black dudes. Remember when Diddy told that to Aubrey? Lead the yo to the black dudes. It was real, yo, clap it up, yeah, yo. I was like, it was just so cringy. I ain't like it. I felt this. I ain't like it. It wasn't genuine. Did anybody else feel uncomfortable? I felt uncomfortable. It was real uncomfortable. Lead the yos to the black dudes. Okay. So then they then we got Coco up there. Okay. Coco looked beautiful. Coco looked good to me. Okay. You did? You felt it? Why y'all laughing? Yeah, I don't think none of them couples would last. Amaya and Brian are done, and so is Pepe and Iris. I fast forward his part. It was only a New York minute. They start you in for this. Okay. Coco, they said that Coco did an interview and she said that she was getting standoffish vibes from Alandria. Okay. Now, Alandria said I was standoffish, but I was nice. You have to understand that I just got done. Okay. And so they said that last night, the night before that, they was at a party. Andy, how you know this? The night before they was at a party and JD asked Coco to speak to Alandria, and Alandria said, I'm good. Okay. So Alandria was upset because she said that Coco went on a podcast and said Alandria was going around saying my man to Taylor, and she didn't even talk to them. Now, Alandria, how are you saying that you was standoffish, you was nice, and you didn't even talk to the people all at the same time? How can you be standoffish, nice, cordial, and not speaking to the girls all at the same time? Okay? Alandria was calling him her man in their house. I don't know if she was going around saying my man, like my man times 3, but she definitely was going around the house calling him her man. She was going around the house saying that was her man. Now Alandria is embarrassed in the way that she behaved because it wasn't reciprocated on Taylor's end. She was going around saying that was her man. She was. So why are you? And I understand that you being it's understandable, girl, but you got to take some accountability. Okay. Coco said that she wasn't being shady. You did say that was your man, and it made it seem like y'all was locked in. So, girl, me and the rest of America was gagged. Well, America wasn't gagged, Coco. You was gagged when you said that he picked Clark. And when a woman said that Alandria was delusional, she said, I wasn't fucking with it. I would never try to do you. Okay? Alandria said that she would appreciate it if you spoke to my true character that you got to experience. You know what I'm saying? You could have said that Alandria wasn't as delusional as y'all might think, but you do admit that you was delusional, right? And in my opinion, Alandria is just mad that she's getting any negative takes about her at all, because the girl said that she was standoffish. And you admit that you were standoffish, but now you up here wanting her to make excuses for you and say, other than, no, girl, you were standoffish to me. That was my experience with you. Alandria just want to be praised. And baby, everybody not going to give you that. Everybody not going to give you that. And Casa Amor, she said she missed her man. Girl, that wasn't your man. That wasn't your man. Huh? What I'm saying is, Alandria is upset. No, don't you dark skinned girl me, yah. What I'm saying is Alandria is saying that you could have spoke to my true character that you got to experience. She said in the interview that the girl was standoffish, and the girl, Alandria, admitted that she was standoffish. So if I said that, what you mad at? What you mad at? You mad because you're not being praised. You mad that you're not being praised. Okay. The girl said that I even told the people that you was cool as fuck. Okay. So then Shelly said, well, it doesn't really help that you was like in comments that said that Shelly and Alandria needs to leave our villa, and Coco should have stayed. A lot of things that people did to feed into this hate train that Shelly and Alandria, that me and Alandria received by saying certain comments. Girl.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Are you kidding me, Shelly? Are you kidding me, Alandria? So now they are implying that Coco can't like comments from fans saying that Coco should have stayed or remained in the villa because those comments said that Alandria and Shelly should have been left out. That is not feeding into a hate train. You should have gave a better example of that. That's, to me, I'm sorry, that's not feeding into a hate train. If somebody prefer Coco over Alandria and Shelly, I don't think that that's hate. I don't think that Clark liking Taylor over Alandria makes him a colorist. I don't think that people liking Huda more than they like Alandria, you know, I don't think that makes them racist. I don't think that makes them Uncle Toms, you know what I'm saying? And this is coming from somebody who, I think Shelly is my favorite in the house. Shelly was my favorite in the house. But she was liking some shady stuff. There are receipts. Well, I'm just saying she should have gave. All I'm saying is that she should have gave a better example, because that example that she gave was okay. Did you see that? What's her name? Coco shut Andy down. Andy was trying to move on. She said, "Oh no, baby, I'm just gonna speak. I'm gonna speak. Y'all don't about me all the way here to New York. They're not about to shut me down." She said, "I never felt that way. I was the Team Chocolate Girls. I DM'd Alandria and I was trying to squash it. And Alandria was like, yeah, I'm not fucking with it. You went public, don't squash it privately." I understand that. But for her to go publicly and say or clear up anything that she did, I gotta reach out to you privately to know what you was offended by. Right? Alandria just wanted to fight, and we just got to be honest. She even said it on Kiki. She said, I wish that Clark was a little bit immature so we could have fight because I wanted to fight. If you felt like that you was receiving hate, or it was some of a hate narrative and Coco helped pushed it, then why, when she reached out to you to get clarification, you didn't respond? Right? But later on in the episode, you expect Huda to speak out and give clarification. I think it's because you felt that Huda was bigger, Huda had a bigger following, and you felt that Huda was an OG, and you looked down at Coco and you looked at her less than because she was a Casa Amor girl and she wasn't an OG. The girl was trying to reach out to you to see what you was offended by, and by that she could have went and cleared up with anything that happened. Coco was on the show for 2 seconds, but she still expected the girl to speak highly of her. She still expected the girl to speak highly of her. Coco was shady on that podcast, apologize public, but I got to know what I'm apologizing for. I got to know what I'm apologizing for, because I'm not apologizing for. I don't give away no free apologies. Okay? And so Andy said, well, who played into the mean girl narrative that y'all got? And so Shelly said Vanna. She said that Shelly was standoffish in the interview. She said that they didn't get to talk. Vanna said that she noticed the narrative and she cleared it up on her live. She said that she actually said it in the interview, but they actually cut that out to make it look a certain type of way. So she basically blamed it on the edit. How am I living in grand delusions, Richie? Let me know. Let me know. The girl didn't even have to reach out to her. Desiree, I wouldn't have reached out to her. I wouldn't have reached out to her. Listen, the girl said that she wanted to fight. Alandria said that she wanted to fight, and I believe that she wanted to fight. I believe that she just wanted to fight. I thought that it was weird that they wanted Huda to speak out. Your fans go in on me, my fans can go in on you. I'm living in delusions. Saying Alandria is a mean girl is disgusting. She's not. Trash. I didn't say that she was a mean girl. I never said that she was a mean girl. I did not say that. I think, well, because we're going to get to that in a minute, because I think to call Alandria and Shelly mean girls is anti-black. And we're going to get there in a minute. Okay, now where was I at? Because let me see where my notes was at. Let me see, okay? Okay, they said that Huda went on a podcast and played into the bullying narrative, and Andy said we're going to get into that later, okay? Huda, whatever, Huda wasn't bullied. Baby mama, she wasn't bullied, okay? I think that there was a double standard when it came to being a girl's girl in the house, but I definitely don't think that she was bullied. She was not bullied. She can't be a bully and also be bullied at the same time. It don't work like that. I think that when you have two black girls on a show where it's a room full of white girls, a room full of others, right? and you have two black girls on the show, when the two black girls are comfortable with themselves, when the two black girls are not trying to fit in, when the two black girls are it girls and they stick together and fellowship with each other, I think that it makes certain people uncomfortable because they're not included. I think that if Bowles and Garcelle would have hit it off on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I think it would have made the girls on the show uncomfortable. I think that Kyle would have been crying because they would have had the potential to take over the show. I think that to call Shelly and Alandria mean girls for sticking together is anti-black. And that's how I feel. It girls, they were it girls. When I say it girls, we don't have to agree that they were it girls, but the girls in the house thought that they was it girls. Everybody wanted to be their friend. Everybody wanted to kiss up to them, but they had each other's back, and it was them and everybody else. This is my sister. The rest of you hoes can come or go, but this is who I'm rocking with. And I think that made girls in the house uncomfortable. Everybody was sucking up to Shelly and Alandria. They were the it girls in the house. That's just the truth, baby. It made people feel uncomfortable. I don't think that they was being mean girls. I didn't see them be mean girls on the show. And if I saw it, I'll say it. But I think that it's anti-black to say that. Because all of a sudden now you have two black girls on the show that's sticking together. All of a sudden we're gonna call them mean girls. I can't rock with that. Okay. Then we got talking to Zach K. Why is he here? Why is he here? They were it girls because of the black skinned girls being the popular in season 6. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, they were. I think that's anti-black. Okay. We got on Zach. Why is he here? They ended up saying, Zach changed his tune when he found out that Amaya was America's sweetheart. He did. I think the whole house did. I think that Brian did. I think besides the girls, I think that most of the men changed their tune when they found out that girl was America's sweetheart. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on Zach. I think that Zach was looking for acceptance from Ace and his posse, and I'm glad they got rid of him, and I'm glad that he wasn't at the reunion. Okay. Then they get to talking about Austin and Jaden. They left the villa as a couple. Austin seemed confused. Okay. I don't know why I wrote that. I just wrote Austin seemed confused. Jaden said that she felt blindsided. She said that she reached out to Austin and told him if he planned on dating and sleeping with other people to let her know, don't embarrass her, and Austin didn't do that. It seems like that her complaints was the same complaints that Amaya had. He wasn't a clear communicator. He was saying shit to Jaden and telling other people stuff. He was saying stuff to Jaden, but he really wasn't standing on it. He was telling her certain things, but telling everybody else other stuff. For instance, she said that he went on the date. When she went to the house, everybody said Austin went on the date. When Austin got back to the house, Austin lied directly to her face. Austin went directly to her face and told her that he didn't just go on a date. Okay? We ended up talking about Pay. They ended up saying on the Stand on Your Business challenge. Somebody wrote, Huda wrote, have you been playing this safe until you leave the villa? Or you've been playing this safe until you leave the villa. You know that you don't like Grayson as much as you like Hannah. They asked who wrote it. Huda didn't stand on business. Now, I know that the game gave you an option to stand on business or not. But Huda, you cannot be running around like you this down-ass bitch. I seen the clip of her in the Vanity Fair interview. And she said, well, I said what I said in the villa. Everything I said in the villa, I said on the outside. No, you did not. No, you did not. And the thing is, baby, it's giving punk puss because the thing is, they asked you during the challenge, okay? After the challenge, they asked you, y'all all sit around the fire pit. You and all of the girls sat behind the fire pit and they asked again. You didn't say nothing. And then when y'all was taking off y'all makeup, they brought it up again and you still didn't say nothing. You still didn't say nothing. You still did not speak up. Right? And so Huda apologizes and it's just water under the bridge. Right? Now, check this out. The whole house was upset. at that comment, at that card. The whole house was upset. Amaya was going around saying whoever wrote that was a pussy ass bitch. And this is one of the instances where I say that it's very different on how we are able to operate in the world and non-blacks get to operate in the world. Because that comment that she made, that was mean girl shit. To put some shit like that on the card and not say anything, that was mean girl shit. But Huda could just say apologize and it's all water under the bridge and Grace, and she could wipe Grayson's eyes and I didn't mean it and we could just move on, right? But I could guarantee you if Shelly or Alandria had made that comment or they found out they wrote that card, baby, it would be World War III. But when Huda did it, we could just wipe, it's just water under the bridge. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? Grayson said that she felt like that she was prohibited from having an experience in the house of the men. She was rather having an experience in the house because she was over there trying to be up under Pepe. Okay? Then we get the Ace. Okay, they asked Ace, how did it feel watching Shelly and Chris at Casa Amor? He said, it was like going through trials and tribulations. He said, but it was good for them because there are always going to be temptations that we got to overcome. They asked Shelly, how does she feel about Ace and Coco? She said she didn't want to see it, but no, Brianna, I'm not switching up. I'm not switching up. I just have to be honest about what I see. I'm team me and I'm team fair, or what I see is fair in my eyes. But Alandria could be a little nasty in some of the things that she say, but the truth is, thank you for the super chat, Q. He said, welcome to Apology Island, formerly known as Love Island. Yes, baby, it was a whole bunch of apologies going on. I'm not giving no apologies. Okay? They ended up asking Shelly how she said she didn't want to see it, but she understand that Ace was exploring Coco because she was exploring as well. So they ended up asking Coco how she felt about Ace. She said that Ace was a sweetheart, but she wished that Ace would have been more honest about his feelings. If he knew that Shelly was mama, basically, if she knew that he was mom, that Shelly was mama, he could have told her that and she could have experienced more. Baby. And I'm not just saying this for you, Coco. I'm saying this for Grayson. I'm saying this for Bella. I'm saying this for Alandria. Everybody can't stay. Everybody can't stay. It's a certain, what's good, Naomi? Everybody can't stay. It's a certain amount of beds, right? People are going to get sent home. It's not personal. And I do get, it's like an ego blow to you sometimes where you could get sent home. But everybody can't stay. Everybody can't stay. I know that you didn't think that he was about to keep you, Coco. I know you didn't think. My thing is, for the Casa Amor girls, I feel like that y'all should have went in there going for dudes. I feel like, Coco, you played the game wrong. You should have came in. The thing is, Sierra, let's say, for example, when Sierra came in, Sierra a hoe, right? We knew she was a damn hoe when she walked in, okay? She knew that she could take Nick from Bella. Bella wasn't putting out. Bella was over there kissing niggas on the cheek. Okay? So Sierra knew with her wholeness, she could come in and she could come and take this nigga from her. Right? Coco should have played a game where she would have went over there and she should have been over there trying to get Taylor. Right? Because the Casa Amor girls and the bombshells are watching the show like we watching the show, and then they get subbed in. Right? We seen that Ace and Shelly was damn near locked in, right? What's good, Ruthie Romero? Long time no see. Okay. Long time no see. That's one of my day ones. So I feel like that she should have went in and tried to go after Taylor and break that up because he wasn't into Alandria. Everybody could see that. Whereas we could kind of think that Ace and Shelly probably had something going on, right? Or she should at least went over there and tried to approach Austin, right? I think that you overvalued yourself. I think that she overvalued herself. You have to be, Shelly is like a 10, right? Shelly is beautiful. You have to be that girl. to think that you're gonna come in there and break her and Ace up. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? I think that she overvalued herself to think that you're gonna break that up, because sometimes it's not even always about looks. Austin is not cute. I'm not saying that he cute, but what I'm saying is we're playing Survivor. So I'm gonna go on the show and go approach a man who ain't really got a connection, so he could feel some type of spark with me and keep me in the house. Because Coco is really upset. She's saying, you know, I wish that you would have let me know, basically, that, you know, I could have experienced more dudes. I could have had a longer time at the house. You feel what I'm saying? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Yeah, she played her hand. She should have went for Nick too. Right. You should have went for dudes who didn't really have a connection in the house. Right? Instead of going for Ace, somebody who was cemented in the who was really into Shelly. If we're gonna hold certain people accountable, but not others, and there's no point for the reunion, they should have kept it. Right. Okay. But yeah, some people just gonna get sent home. Coco thought that just because she was gorgeous, she would have a spot. Right. But she would have had a spot. She wasn't playing the long game. Coco thought that she had enough, that she was going to get, that she had enough, or she was going to get, that she had something for Shelly. And they both are two beautiful girls, and then everybody don't go for looks. She should have went with somebody who didn't really have that much of a connection in the house. That's how you stay in the house. Unless she was over there gonna be giving it up, like Sierra. Okay. Then we got the Huda. And then they ended up talking about the whole Shelly and Chris situation. They played the video. For me, and what I saw in the video, I am team Shelly. I agree with Shelly. Okay? I think that Huda was playing in Shelly's face. Huda did say what she said, but it was more complex than what she said. Shelly didn't even really get a chance to respond to the shit that Huda was saying. And Huda actually said that if Shelly was going to say, Huda, don't do it, that she was going to do it anyway. And if you felt that way, then you don't really need to come and ask me about what you was going to do. Right? You don't need to get an okay from me about something that you was going to do anyway. The whole time, Shelly seemed like she was off guard. She was standing up there saying like, huh? She said that she didn't know how to feel. You know what I'm saying? And what did Huda do? Huda love bombed her. I love you. I love you so much. Because Shelly seemed confused. Huda was love bombing her. I love you so much. I'm so excited for you. She did say that it was going to be for her and Chris, but she tried to make it seem like it was more for y'all gotta. I'm not trying to be funny. She was love bombing the girl. We just gotta be honest. I think that the conversation reminded me of the conversation that Alandria had with Sierra. She said what she said, but she was trying to downplay what she was trying to do or did, right? But she did say it to her, so she can always say, well, I told you. No, baby. Huda even ended it by saying, you know, I'm excited for you. Why would you tell a bitch you excited for? No, I'm excited for us, girl. When you say I'm excited for you, that means that you did this for me and you didn't do it for me. And I think that the disconnect is that we all live in different worlds. And I don't think that a lot of y'all are hip enough, no shade. And I don't mean it to nobody watching the video, but I don't think that a lot of y'all are hip enough to see when somebody playing in your motherfucking face. Because Huda was playing in Shelly's face. And it's not as y'all just looking at her saying, oh, well, she didn't know, baby. She was playing in her face. She was playing in her face. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. She did say what she said, what she was saying, but she was playing in the girl's face, baby. Let's be real now. She was playing in her. A lot of y'all not hip. A lot of y'all not hip. Thank you, Ruthie Romero. See, a lot of y'all not hip. So you don't see it? Yeah, you ain't hip enough. Yeah, I could tell when somebody playing in my face. Bitch, you say what now? You say what? She was playing in her face. Oh, and I love you. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. Yeah, you did say that you was on this forum, but you tried to make it seem like it was more me. And Shelly ended up saying, like, I'm uncomfortable, and Huda kept on cutting her off. Huda kept on cutting her off. And so Huda was like, I moved past it. You're clearly happy outside the villa. That's what you should be focused on. And I would have told her, you should be focused on your daughter. You don't tell me what to focus on or tell me when to move on. I'm focused on my relationship, girl. But what she said was, girl, I apologize. I mean, I'm focused on my relationship, but it's annoying because you be apologetic in the villa, and then we get outside and we cool, and then you go on these podcasts and you act like you standing on business, and you ain't really standing on business. But you should be focused on your daughter. That's what you should have been focused on. I would have gave you, if y'all want to say mean girl, I would have gave a mean girl. I would have gave a mean, get the running, bitch. Shout out to Sheree. I would have got her running up out of there. The girl, she was playing in her face, and that's just how I see it. Y'all watch the show with the TV be off, I swear. Wrong tape. Y'all, the difference is, but that's the beauty of reality TV and people being from, but you don't want to post up, right? Every time I'm not around, you be doing all this, but when I come around, you don't want to post up. And now I should be worried about my relationship. The difference is we're all from different places, and I just think that we're all from different places, and some of us are hip to game, and some of us are not. Some of y'all think that y'all hip, and some of y'all green. And that's just the truth. Because a person could be saying something to you plain, but you're not really reading between the lines. Right? Y'all don't know how to read again in between the lines unless it's on some whole shit. But y'all don't know when people really be saying stuff to y'all, or really be, you know what I'm saying? Almost like somebody be trying to shade you in your face. Right? You know what I'm saying? Shelly was gaslighting the whole scene in the reunion. Boy, what was you watching? I was watching the show, baby. I was watching the show. To be honest, if I was Shelly, I would have had her crying at the reunion. I would have too. Okay? So then we get to Charlie and Hannah. They asked, was it unfinished business between Iris, TJ, Hannah, and Pee-Pee, because they kind of did a swatch. They was like, no. I think that Charlie had too much chip on his dip. I think that Charlie had too much chip on his dip. I think that Charlie was upset that he left the house and he had too much chip on his dip. And I felt like that he was too comfortable. Say what you feel. Say what you feel. But the way that he said, what did he say? He said, yeah, they sent me home, but I think that Taylor should have went home because he wasn't into Alandria. Nobody was into Alandria. I say, I say, my God. Baby, he said that like it was nothing. Alandria just looked. He wasn't into Alandria. We all knew he wasn't into Alandria. But he was correct. They wasn't going to send Taylor home because that was their homeboy. That was their homeboy. He right, but he had a lot of trip on this. I want you to be okay. But you really wasn't into Hannah. I don't think that you was really into Hannah, Charlie, because you tried the back door with Amaya when you seen that Hannah was over there starting her pussy for pay. Once you seen that, you was over there trying to back door with Amaya, and Amaya said no, and you was like, no, we got a connection. Let's try to work it out. And Amaya started crying. Amaya was crying, saying, no, Charlie, no. And she got it. And that's the reason why I believe that she voted you out, because you made her feel uncomfortable. You was trying to force her to be in a relationship with you, or you was trying to force her to draw a connection with you, and she said no. And he was trying to force her. He was. We saw it. I don't know if y'all saw it. I remember it. I remember he was trying to force her, and she started crying. She was like, no, Hannah, it's like my sister. I came in with her. No, but we have a connection. That's why she voted you up out of there. Okay? He said there was no chance of rekindling the relationship that he had with Hannah. No chance of him rekindling the relationship. Then we seen the unseen footage of Hannah vote. Hannah was crying. Me personally, I think that the vote was fair. I don't know who I would have voted for, but I know for sure If I was one of the girls, I would not have let Huda send Iris home. I would not let Huda. I don't know who I would have voted for. It would have been a toss-up between Hannah and Amaya. But if I'm one of those girls, I would not have let Huda send Iris home. We would have been in there voting all motherfucking day. Girl, you're not sending her home. That girl just came in here. Ain't nobody did nothing to the. You know what I'm saying? I think that the vote was fair. I don't think that it was mean. Hannah said that she was grateful. She said, I mean, I love her explanation. She said that she didn't think that the girls were not her friends because they voted her out. She said that she understands that someone had to go, and she glad the connection was made off of her heartbreaks. I don't think that I would have ever been grown enough to say that. Oh, Jesus. I don't think I ever would have been grown enough to say that. You get what I'm saying? I don't think I would have ever been. What's good, Miss Mona? Charlie was applying that pressure. Charlie was, Lonnie and Desiree, Charlie was giving me rape vibes. Excuse me, God. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. It was giving me great. It was giving me great vibes. Like, yeah, you gon', almost if she didn't have a say so. I'm a man. I say we together, we together. I was like, oh, does she have a choice? What's good, Miss Mona? It is. Everything is well. You don't think that the vote? I'm talking about what are you watching, Q the content guy? I'm talking about the vote for the girls. I thought that was fair. Who did y'all think should have went home? I'm not letting Huda send Iris home. Iris came into the house in a bad situation. What you think? Amaya should have went home? I agree. Amaya, or it would have been out of Amaya and Hannah for me vote. It would have been out of Amaya and what's it called for me voting. But other than that, no. Then we get Belle-A. Okay? Bella said that her name is Bella because her real name is Isabel Ann. Okay? They asked about her sisterhood with Huda. She said that she would forever love Huda. Huda had her back when no one else did, but this is their first time seeing each other. This is their first time seeing each other, but that's her sister. Okay? Check out now catch, pay attention to what's going on now. Jeremiah ended up coming out. Okay? Jeremiah ended up coming out. He went into the press and said that he had a toxic relationship with Huda. He said that the way Huda acted about the pancake was foul. I think that Huda gave to me that she almost wanted Jeremiah to fight Taylor for making her a pancake. Right? Because it was the same. You remember how Nick was acting when anybody would bring Sierra a cup of coffee or some orange juice and he would take it away? Huda wanted that type of Huda wanted a man to make her feel like that too. Like, now he wanted him to go down there and shake. Now, don't be making her no pancake. That's my little shorty. Right? That's what she wanted. That's what she wanted Jeremiah to do. To kind of speak up for her. Okay? He said that I don't want to blame everything on one person, but when me and Huda went on a date, I told Huda that we have to survive the villa, then we have to do a long distance thing, then we have to move into the same city, then we could move in together. Right? Huda went and told the girls that I said that I wanted to move in with her. And I never said that. And he said, now the girls are looking at me crazy, thinking I'm trying to love bomb her. And I didn't say that. Huda was trying to let the girls know that he was off limits and that he was only in to her. That's what Huda was doing. And so he told her, look, I didn't love bomb you. I didn't love bomb you. Do you know the definition of love bomb? To love bomb somebody, there has to be intent. And I can't be doing too much and not enough at the same time. Does that make sense to you, Ace? Does that make sense to you, Ace? And baby, he turned around so quick to check Ace. He turned around so quick his eyes couldn't even focus. Like he had it planned. Like I'm gonna get on her and then I'm gonna turn my attention over here. Did y'all see it? I say, my God. My God. Okay, Ace backpedaled. You know, he told Ace, I can't love bum Huda through you. Did we move too fast? Yeah. Did I like her too much? Yeah. But to call me a scammer is wild. I was just dealing with a toxic ass relationship. And Ace was saying, you know, yeah, I have a way of being adamant and getting my point across, but you was wrong, beloved. Beloved, you was wrong. Okay? Ace said that he didn't think that Jeremiah was there for the right reasons. He was talking about money. He was talking about followers. Jeremiah said that he was making jokes. I personally don't think that Ace was there to find love. I think that Ace thought that Jeremiah was there for the money because he was there for the money and he wanted him up out of there. And I also think that Ace saw Jeremiah as competition. I do. I don't think that he looked at Nick as competition because somebody that's into Ace can't be into, or well, most people think that somebody that's into Ace won't be into Nick because Nick is white and he is black. But I think that Jeremiah is a handsome looking guy, handsome light skinned guy, and Ace is a handsome light skinned guy. So he saw him as niggas be jealous of each other. Niggas be jealous of each other, and he saw him as competition. He wanted to get rid of him. Now, I know y'all gonna say Taylor, but ain't nobody worried about Taylor like that. Ain't nobody worried about Taylor. I'm surprised nobody even wanted to kiss Taylor. I was surprised when on the first episode with Alandria when it stood up next to him. Because I would have told Ariana, we're not gonna go get nobody else. Well, shit, let me go over here and knock, because you know the girl knocked up off the block. They ended up knocking, she ended up knocking the girl off the, ain't nobody was up there standing next to Austin. I would have went and stood next to Austin before I went and stood next to Taylor. And I'm just being real with you, baby. Don't nobody want no girl. Nigga ain't never did a push up. Okay. Taylor ended up saying that he didn't think that Jeremiah was there for the wrong reasons. Of course. Okay. Then they say that Taylor went on the podcast and said that Jeremiah was possessive over Audrina. Okay. He said that Nick and Pepe was interested in Audrina, but Taylor told them but Jeremiah told them not to talk to her. Okay? Nick said that it didn't happen. Pepe said that he took it as a joke. And then Taylor said, I didn't say that. I said that he was going to talk to her all day so nobody can talk to her. And then he went ahead and said that he was joking. But if he was joking, then why did you go and say it on the podcast, Taylor? See, you got some shit with you too. If he was joking, why would you go say it on the podcast? And Jeremiah said, look, man, I was joking. You know me for 3 weeks at that point, and you knew that I was joking. So to go villainize me for that is crazy. And that's just showing you that Taylor was part of that Ace Posse hate train. Ace was jealous of Jeremiah, and I'm dying on their heel. Of course. I mean, Clark likes Taylor, so he's not bad looking, just skinny. Who is Clark? Who is Clark supposed to be? Ace just wanted to go after Austin because he thinks he's the weakest link. I hate to say it, Jeremiah and Huda could have won. They could have, if they would have got their toxic stuff worked out. Jeremiah was competition for Ace. Yeah, Taylor is a non-factor. So then Ace tried to bring a question up about Austin saying that Jeremiah, about the weakest link of something like that doing the challenge. And it fell flat. It fell flat, okay? They ended up asking Austin, was there 2 different boy squads? Austin said, yeah, but it wasn't any beef with each other. Austin, it was 2 different boy squads, but there was definitely beef towards you and Jeremiah it was definitely beef towards Jeremiah from Ace and Taylor. And then I think that when you stood up, it was beef towards Ace. It was beef towards you from Ace and Taylor after you stood up tried to stand up for Jeremiah. Thank you for the super chat, Cutie Content guy. He said Ace's voice was shaking like Cynthia when she was talking about Mr. Chocolate, baby. Jeremiah said, let me get this beat up off me. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Ace wasn't standing on business. Mr. Stand on. I mean, it wasn't too much for him to stand on. I mean, he only 5'10". Not even a real man. Okay. They ended up saying that Jeremiah felt betrayed by the eviction. He said, yeah, I did feel betrayed. Okay. And Nick said that he wanted to let Jeremiah know that he stood up for him. And so they ended up showing the unseen footage. And honestly, Ace didn't say a lot in the voting because I think that he had already had Taylor in line to say what he wanted to say.
I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. I don't give a fuck what y'all saying at all.
But Can we have real talk? Nick did speak up, but they not putting in fights, right? I don't think that. I can tell when they played it that Jeremiah was relieved, but I think that what Nick did was performative, because at the end he said that it sounded like it's two of y'all for Jeremiah, so it's Jeremiah. No, baby. No, I don't think that Nick really put in a fight. Right. He wasn't really advocating, right? For me, we would have been over there. It wouldn't have been, it was just too, it was too, well, it just, he was trying to say, he was trying to speak. This is what I'm talking about when I say it's people playing in people's face, because Nick was playing in his face. You wasn't really speaking up for me. You wasn't really trying to put up a fight for me. You said something, but you wasn't really pushing it. You get what I'm saying? You really wasn't begging for it. You really weren't begging for it or really standing on business when it came to me. That's how I feel. For your homeboy, your best friend in the house, but Jeremiah bought it, so that's up for Jeremiah. He really wasn't. UP Taylor and Ace was matching in the deliberation. Taylor went on a podcast bragging about talking the most in that moment. That's because Taylor AC already told you what to say. Just like he told you to go over there and do something special for Alandria. So then they said that Ace was the ringleader. Was he the ringleader? He was the ringleader. And Austin said he was the little ringleader. And he seemed to be upset about the little ringleader. Okay, I'm not going back and forth with y'all. Ace was the little ringleader of the house. He was manipulating everybody. Charlie said that he was going around trying to see where everybody's head was at. You know what I'm saying? Trying to overplay the game and not really giving much information about what he planned on doing, but wanted to know what everybody else had going on. Okay? He was the little ringleader. Then he said, Jeremiah, you a grown-ass man. But, what that got to do with me having other people following you. You can only make that statement, Ace, if Jeremiah was a grown-ass man that followed you. So you got to ask Nick and Taylor why they was grown-ass men following you. That is a question that you shouldn't have asked him. You should only ask him that if he was following you. Nick fought hard for Alandria to stay there. I don't remember that. Okay? So then we see that America actually ended up voting for Jeremiah and Hannah to go home. Okay? America actually ended up voting to go home. So the House actually had it right. Okay? I don't know if I said this before, but I think that a lot of the, let me see if I wrote it down. I think that a lot of the hate that Shelly got from the fans of the show, or her being like picked last and all of this stuff, I think that was for her being tied up to Ace. I think that Shelly was the most unproblematic girl in the house. I really don't see anything bad that Shelly did this season for her to warrant any hate, except for her being teamed up with Ace. That is the only thing that I can see that she did in this house where people will be rubbed the wrong way. But other than that, I don't really see nothing else. Okay? Ace ended up wanting to talk to Amaya because Amaya did a TikTok video where they was talking about his height, and he said that he didn't really stand for bullying. She said that she don't really stand for bullying. She said that she didn't know that the girl was going to do that. Yes, he did. He bowed Shelly down. I definitely agree with that. I definitely believe that. She said that she didn't know that the girl was going to do that, and she called and got the video taken down. And Ace was saying that it hurt his feelings when people in the villa don't speak up for him because they really know him. Girl, I mean, you 5'10". You short. And the way that Ace was talking to Amaya in the house, I mean, if the people said that he was short, he was short. Calling him short is not bullying him. Y'all have to understand what the meaning of word. He's short. That's not bullying him. I don't think that that's bullying him. Okay? Then we get to Bella and Jeremiah. Okay? Adriana said that she noticed that they was in the same house, that they was in the same room. Okay? And is there anything going on with them?
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Clock that T. See, Huda ain't met up with her sister, Bella, because Bella and Jeremiah done got close. So she ain't really fucking with her like that. And all that shit they said on the stage was bullshit. Okay? Bella said that it ain't really, that they besties. And it's a good time for her to put herself first. Okay? But we just besties. Okay? Then we get to talking about Hurricane Huda. Baby. Hurricane Huda, they showed her little package, baby. Hurricane Huda was laughing throughout the whole package. Hurricane Huda was laughing throughout the package, and Andy clocked her. He said, I would ask you what it was like watching that girl, but you was laughing throughout the whole package. But baby, you was laughing because it was cute. And so she said, yeah, I was laughing because it happened, and me watching it back, you know what I'm saying? But after that, it's been so much self-reflection. Bullshit. And so Andy say, only after a month? You're a different person now after a month? Huda, you lack accountability, mama. Thank you for the super chat. Is this Ace? I'm just playing. AXXX24. She said, I like Ace, but I don't think that he's even 5'10". I think that he's 5'5" and 5'6" on a good day. Baby. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, he probably is shorter than that. She said that Huda lacks accountability. Okay? But she was doing the same thing, and I told y'all that she was doing the same thing with is a girl named Alex Cooper on Call Her Daddy. She was trying to hold Huda accountable on her podcast. She was trying to hold Huda accountable on her podcast, despite what people think. She was trying to hold Huda accountable on her podcast, and that interview was 3 days after she was out of the villa. And Huda was saying, well, I had changed since then. I have so much self-reflection. Girl, after 3 days? And so it seemed like that she was proud. And Andy asked her, well, what behaviors are you not proud of? And she said the cursing and calling people names. You mean the bullying? You're not proud of the bullying? The cursing and calling people names? That's bullying, baby. Wouldn't y'all agree? Let me know in the chat. Put a 6 in the chat. The cursing and calling people names, that's bullying. But see, when you could move a certain type of way when you ain't black. It ain't all of this stuff that's gonna be thrown on your name when you not black. And we gotta talk about that when we get to talking in here. Okay? Speaking of bullying, Andy said, in the press, you said that you felt isolated and bullied. And Andy said, I don't get it. Because it seemed like you had a sisterhood with the girls. And he said, now what was the bullying? Because I missed that. I say, oh, wow. Andy was really mad at that, baby. Andy said, where was the bullying, baby? Because I missed that. Andy was real mad at that. I can't speak about the relationship outside the house. Andy was giving it to Huda. Andy was giving it to Huda with a smile on his face. That's a nasty girl when she want to be. That Andy could be a nasty girl when she want to be. She said, I seen some clips after I left the villa of them bullying me. I seen some clips after I left the villa of them bullying me.
What?
That sound like, you know what that sound like to me? That sound like to me when y'all tell somebody what y'all done did with a nigga and they gonna convince y'all that y'all done been raped. Somebody telling y'all that y'all done did something with a nigga and he telling y'all, and somebody tell y'all raped and now y'all running around saying, I was raped, y'all. Girl, how did they bully you? So then she bring an example. The example was a clip of Sierra and Shelly and some of other people. They were sitting down talking and they were saying that Huda had ended up running in the house with Jeremiah and Iris had walked off and they thought that she was getting ready to attack Iris. That's what they was talking about. And so Huda was standing out there getting ready to work out. She was working out and everybody was sitting there and they was looking out and Huda thought that they was looking at her. And so she started posing and they was like, why is she looking over here? And they was like, because she think we looking at her. And Shelly said, but we not. Shelly said, because she think we looking at her. but we not. And everybody started laughing. That's bullying? That's bullying? Because they said she think we looking at her, but we not? That was bullying? Mama, you're going to have to come up with something else, baby. That wasn't bullying. Wrong take. Are you Huda's daughter? Are you Huda's daughter? Baby, a black bitch can't even say she think we looking at her, but we not. Baby, a dark skinned girl can't even say she think we looking at her, but we not. I can't even tell the girl that we not looking at her. And that's bullying. And Amaya said, that was mean.
Shut up! Shut up!
Shut your ass up. Girl, what was mean is when you came into the challenge, your first challenge when you spit start pussy, Hannah. That was what was mean is when you came into that scene in that challenge and you kissed on Jeremiah and she said that she didn't like you. And her exact words was, I don't like that bitch, she's messy. Now that was mean. That was mean because you didn't do nothing but just come up on the show and started kissing on people just like everybody else did. But she said, I don't like that bitch. That was mean. That was mean. But this is what I say about double standards, right? Huda is able to operate in a house and do certain things because she's not black. And when the black girls do it, it's mean and it's bullying. Black girl can't even say, I'm not even laughing at this girl. I mean, this girl think we looking at her, but we not. I can't even say I wasn't even looking at her. Because that's mean and bullying. Okay? But I'm telling y'all, it's something up with that Amaya. It's something up with Amaya. I'm really starting to look at her a certain type of way. I am.
There's something brewing with that bitch, but I'm gonna find out what that is.
Yes. Oh yes, it's something up with her. Okay? Huda said that there were certain things that hurt my feelings. Maybe bullying could be used a different word. But baby, no. When Andy asked you the question, you should have said, well, I spoke too soon. I was speaking too fast. Maybe not bullying. Some of the behavior hurt my feelings, but you was going to stand on that you was being bullied in the house if it was not going to be contested. You was getting ready to stand on that. So don't try to be like, well, now maybe I shouldn't have used bully. When Andy asked you, you was getting ready to stand on it. You wasn't apologetic about it and saying I should have used a different word. You thought that you was going to walk in here and be a victim. So then she said, I moved on from it. I don't have any ill feelings towards you. And Shelly said, neither do I. I don't have any ill feelings towards you either. And if you feel like that I was bullying you, I'll apologize.
I'm never gonna apologize. Never gonna apologize, comma. Never gonna apologize, comma. Never gonna apologize, semicolon. Never gonna apologize, explanation point. It's not gonna happen.
I don't like that. I do not like that Shelly apologized to her. I don't give a fuck what she felt. Feelings or not, I don't give a fuck what she felt. I didn't bully her. She needs to read a dictionary of thesaurus when she putting her daughter to bed at nighttime. I'm not apologizing to the bitch because I didn't bully the girl. And that's on period. If y'all gonna give me something if y'all gonna hate me on something and y'all gonna give me these hate mail, y'all gonna give me mean girl, then y'all gonna give me I'm gonna give y'all something to hate me on. I'm not apologizing to the bitch because I wasn't bullying the girl, and nor did I bully her. Okay? So Andy said, well, girl, why did you feel like you couldn't lean on Alandria? She said, I love that bitch down. I love that bitch down. You're not a bitch, but that's how we talk. No. That's not how we talk. You don't get to act like us and then act like that you down, but then when stuff happens to you, it's bullying, right? Everybody, we're not about to be walking around here on eggshells on whether Huda is offended on something or not. I'm not doing it. It almost seems like that we walking on eggshells with Huda, and I'm not doing that.
We're not gonna do that. We're definitely not gonna do that.
I'm not doing that. I'm not walking around here walking on eggshells for fucking Huda, right? Even earlier in the season, I forget what the challenge was, but the dudes got up and said that they wish they could have been coupled with somebody else. And Huda was, oh, that's fucked up. That's what the fuck? That's fucked up. And all Alandria said was, girl, no, calm down. We ain't doing that. And Huda over here having meltdowns, crying and shit. Girl, either you gonna hang with us or you not. Either we bitches or we ain't. Either we gonna talk like we talk or we not. Am I tripping? It feels like that we are just walking on eggshells. Like Huda can say, yeah, bitch, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Huda can get to do whatever she wanna do and it not be offensive. But anytime we do anything, we can't even say I'm not looking at the girl. And it's mean girl or it's bullying. I can't even say, girl, we're not doing that. And Huda's over here breaking down crying, and it's like we gotta walk on eggshells for Huda. But she could talk to us and feel like that she down. But when we talk to her or say stuff to her the same way, she get to being crying and being in her feelings. Either she down or she not. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know. Put an 8 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. But that is what happens when y'all invite everybody to the cookout. That's what happens. Huda can't try to come around and I'm down and you get what I'm saying? But anytime somebody say something to her, I'm being bullied and girl, please. I'm not walking on eggshells for no motherfucking girl. Girl, please. Bitch, please. If I can't say nothing to you, then when you address me, you call me Alandria, Ola, whatever you want to call me. It don't need to be no bitches. Because when I say something to you, it's mean, girl, and you crying and everybody got to pop, girl, please. Okay? But she said during the Stand on Business channel, she didn't really trust Alandria. She said we talked about it and we moved on from it. Quit saying that we moved on from it. We at the fucking reunion. We got to address what happened in the season. Quit saying that you moved on from it. That's what we're here for, to talk about what happened. Okay? Alandria say, after the villa, I got a lot of hate from her stands. You know what I'm saying? You consider yourself being close to me, speak out to your friends and address the racism. She had the biggest following, and the hate train that came towards me and Shelly, the hate train that came towards me and Shelly, it was very important for her to address her fans. Okay? She said that in Cali, she said that she would make a post. 2 to 3 days later, she went on to address her people. And then she said that she was bullied, and she added more hate to it because she didn't put a name on who she was bullied by. And she said it fucked with me mentally because they had it all wrong. And we got into the real world, and she fed into the narrative and fed it. And that's why she unfollowed her. Okay? But Alandria, you can't have it both ways either. Because you can't, on one hand, you got a person that's trying to reach out to you to clear some things up because you're getting this hate mail or you getting misunderstood or they're trying to get clarification. But you don't reply to them because you ain't fucking with it. Right? So when you reach out to Huda, and Huda, you should have just told her straight up. You should have just never read it and said, girl, yeah, I'm not fucking with it. That's what you should have did. Well, I ain't fucking with it. I ain't telling people to write it. Right? So you can't require one thing from Huda. And then you can't, and then when Clark tried to do, Coco tried to do what you wanted Huda to do and tried to reach out to you to get clarification, you ain't fucking with it, girl. So which one is it? Which one is it? Okay? Huda said, I addressed it in the interview. And Shelly said, wait a minute, girl, you never told me that I was one of your bullies. And so they say, well, girl, how come you didn't make a post? How come you didn't make a post about how come you didn't make a post about the bullying? And she said, I had so much going on, like watching your daughter. Like watching your daughter. I would have accepted I would have accepted it more, Huda, if you would have just said, well, I'm a mom. I'm a mommy, and I had to worry about my daughter. You didn't want to address your people. Or you really felt like that you was being bullied. Okay? And Shelly was like, I'm just confused because it's like we're talking to two different people. Because inside the villa, but you saying that we plan on meeting, plan on taking trips together, and you wanted me to meet your daughter, but now we get outside the house, girl, you being bullied. Huda wasn't being bullied. Huda wasn't being bullied. Okay? So they ended up asking, Shelly and Alandria, are they going to be friends with Huda? They both basically said the door is closed. The door is closed. Okay? So then Ariana, bring your ass here. Ariana said hate in any form is unacceptable. And Ariana, when Ariana was on After Sun, when Huda was getting bullied, Ariana spoke out against it on the After Sun. But there was not one fucking After Sun that she spoke out against about Alandria and Shelly getting bullied. She did not speak out about it. When I guess if you want to say she spoke about Shelly and Alandria getting bullied, that you could say that she made a general statement about we tolerate no bullying like she did just now. But when it was Huda getting bullied by herself, she actually spoke out about it on the After Sun. And I don't think that that's right. I don't think that that's right. Ariana, you too involved in what's going on. Okay? Huda said that she was getting some, they were trying to say that it was racial, and Huda was saying that her stuff was racial too. For me, when it comes to, listen, for me, I'm Black. I'm 100% Black. When it comes to me, I already know what it is. It's not like I was born yesterday and I'm surprised that somebody is saying nigga or they're going to treat me different. But, I already expect it. So I'm not going to be looking at a Huda to try to save me for some shit that people was going to already do regardless. Huda, I just think that it's crazy for Alandria them to, and I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm just saying that it's crazy. If they think it's like they're trying, if they think that Huda could have stopped them people from making racist comments and putting, you get what I'm saying? I just think that's crazy. And they're delusional. I think that they're just trying to weaponize the fan base against Huda, in my opinion. That's how I see it, because she wouldn't have been able to stop them people. If they wanted to think some racist stuff and say some racial stuff over there about her, they was just going to do that. Okay? Then we got Shelly. The heart rate challenge. How did you feel about the heart rate challenge? She said, girl, Andy, I'd rather y'all if y'all got the clip, play the clip, right? Play the clip, because she would not have been able to stop them, but at least she would have showed her friends that she cared. You right. You right. But them were her friends. Q, I'm concerned about you. I'm worried about you. I just want to make sure you're good. We need more love in the world. All racism is bad. There's no worse racism. There's no worse racism than the other. I'm sorry. I ain't say that. I didn't say that. If Huda said something on social media, they would have jumped on her, because trolls will always be trolls. They don't care who it is. Right. That's why L'Oreal, that's why Beyonce never addresses the Beehive. That's why Beyonce never addresses the Beehive. That's why Yvette had to address them when she was at that game, and they was remember Yvette had to address them at that basketball game when Beyonce had like scooted over when that girl was all up under Jay-Z, when she was asking Jay-Z what she wanted to drink, and Beyonce did a shoulder bump. Beyonce would never address the Beehive, because we'll eat her ass up. Okay? Then they do the heart rate challenge. Okay? They showed it. Huda came out. Huda had licked on Ace dick. Now Ace did have on clothes. Ace did have on clothes. But when she did it to Jeremiah, when they had the lace party, you know what I'm saying? He had told her to stop. Or was saying that she had went too far then. Put a 3 in the chat. Y'all probably don't remember. When they did that lace challenge, when them niggas was tied up, well, not niggas, when the men was tied up, Huda came out. He had on a lace shirt. He had on like some pleather shorts. Huda licked his dick. Huda licked Jeremiah's dick then. And he was like, man, wait, calm down, calm down. Y'all don't remember that? Oh, yes. He did. He told her to stop. That was too far. He told her it was too far then. Thank you, Brianna. You watched the show. Thank you, Q. Yes, you watched the show. Sometimes, at some point, sometimes you be texting. Lonnie, yes, he told her it was too far. So I don't know why Jeremiah said have some respect for yourself. Right. She did it then, so I don't know why she thought it would be cool here. Okay. Chris, Thank you, thank you, Desiree. Thank you, Lana. He told her to stop being a whore. Thank you. Yes, I remember. She like licking genitals, and she has a daughter. She got a daughter. Okay, it's a child. Okay, but then Chris had some whipped cream. I watched the scene probably 5 times. Chris had some whipped cream, and he had Shelly legs up and open. Her legs was up and open, and they didn't show it, but he put the whipped cream in between her legs. And it looked like, baby, you talking about going too far. Chris was licking the inside of Shelly's thighs, baby. Put a 2 in the chat if you saw that. Y'all not about to play with me. Chris was licking, it looked like he was tearing up. She had on some stockings. She had on some stockings. It looked like he was tearing the stockings with his mouth. Chris did a lot. And when he came up from eating the pussy, he had what they say, eat the pussy in a hideaway. Eat that pussy he was eating that pussy by the fireplace with whipped cream. When he came up, he still had a little bit of whipped cream on his face. So he ate it until it was gone. He didn't make no mess. Okay? Then they both got in the middle. Huda was on top of Ace. Huda was grinding. Okay? You know, Chris is 6'8". So Chris is 6'8". Shelly is short, so he couldn't really do the grinding and stuff that he wanted to do to her. And it just would have been unattractive. I mean, I just don't think that Chris is attractive. Right? But he wasn't really doing a lot when the girl was on the ground. Okay? He wasn't really doing a lot when she was on the ground. Huda, reverse cowgirl, she was twerking, and then she had her ass was in Ace's face. Her ass was in Ace's face, and Ace had his hands on her ass. He looked like he was about to take a bite out of it. Okay? And Shelly, mama, you my fave on the show. And I get it that you was upset. But as the great Iyanla Vanzant said before, baby.
Your man and your husband is your business.
Your man and your husband is your business. You should have checked your nigga. Ace was having too much fun. When the girl came out there and said, Ace, I heard you've been a bad boy. You say, yes, I have. He said, yes, I have. I would have elbowed the nigga in. Don't embarrass me. Now, they ended up asking the whole house. The whole house felt like that Huda took it too far. In my opinion, I feel like this is with Huda. I think that it was a challenge. I look at it as a challenge. I wouldn't have thought that it was nothing else unless she would have pulled she was wearing a G-string with her blood in his face. Yes, and if she would have pulled the panties to the side or pulled the titty out, I would have said that was too far. But I think that it was just a challenge. Okay? What else was I gonna say? I can understand Shelly feeling like that the girl took it too far, but it was a challenge. Okay? Huda said, I think that I took it a step too far for certain people. Baby, you gotta listen to the words that people saying, because Huda is punk puss. She ain't that bad bitch like she try to make herself seem. She gonna put it out there. See, this is what I say about playing in people's face. When she said, I think I took it a step too far, she could have, if she really felt that she took it a step too far, she could have said, I took it a step too far. It was the whole for certain people for me. I.e., I think I took it a step too far for Shelly. Her feelings was hurt. She was the bitch that was over there crying and shit. Okay? But what I think is, I think that the house felt like if Iris Bad Built Ass had did the same thing to Ace, Shelly wouldn't have had a problem with it. But because Huda got a nose job and got the fat stuck out her stomach and went and got a BBL, Shelly feel a certain type of way about it because what the package looked like. Kind of like, you know how y'all had elementary school teachers and they be wearing them outfits and they be like, is this appropriate for a first grade teacher? She can't help her shape. I think that the people in the house was upset because of the shape. It was the shape in which Huda bad. Huda bad. Good work. Give it up. Give it up. She has some good work. And the packaging, that right there, doing it over there to your man, right? Right. Thank you, Chelsea. Be like Nene versus Kenya flirt. Right. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. I think that Shelly felt a little bit, and the cheeks was moving. Baby, right, Desiree. She wasn't over there still. Baby, hope she does. Baby, because she wasn't over there still, baby. Huda was doing too much. She was doing too much because they do too little. Shout out to Phaedra Parks, baby. I do too much because y'all do too little, baby. Them type of bitches over there, them funny built type of bitches. I feel like that. I'm sorry. I feel like that. And I love Shelly. Shelly, my fave in the house. But baby.
Your man and your husband is your business.
Your man and your husband is your business. You should have checked that nigga. She put her punani in his face. He laid down there. He should have been getting up. Okay? Huda said, let me see. Huda said that, it was a challenge. We all consented. Baby, that girl slick. Shelly trying to hold her accountable for something different, though. Shelly said it wasn't about consent. It was about sisterhood and friendship. You know what I'm saying? We do these challenges with intent. To my knowledge, you didn't have any interest in Ace. To go that far, it just wasn't justified. Okay? Just because you didn't know that she was into Ace, or she didn't tell you she was into Ace, don't mean that she wasn't either. Girl. Okay? Then this is the last thing that Andy asked. Andy said that if Shelly or any other women had did that to Jeremiah, how would you react? And she said, see, you got to watch that Huda. She's slick. She's slick. She said, well, I was clapping when the girls was dancing on Chris. Baby, that ain't what I asked you, though. Baby, ain't nobody worried about Chris. That ain't what I asked you. What I asked you, and that's what Andy should have told her, baby, that ain't what I asked you. I didn't ask you about Chris. You said that Jeremiah was your type to the T. What would you have done if somebody have done the same thing to Jeremiah? You would have crashed out. You probably would have been pulling them braids up out of Shelly's head, or at least try to, because we seen you do a whole motherfucking Matrix back bend when Iris came in the house and called the girl a bitch when she was over there kissing on tape Jeremiah. So I don't care about what you would have did for Chris. Nobody give a damn about Chris. Don't nobody care about Chris and his small stuff. What about your husband with his small stuff? Shout out to Dr. Heavenly. Ain't nobody worried about Chris. What you would have did if they would have did it to Jeremiah. And you wouldn't have liked it. You wouldn't have appreciated it. Shit. Andy, girl. Okay. Now we're gonna freak this thing out until we get to the 2-hour mark, and I gotta go. She don't want no 5'6" man. Who don't want a 5'6" man? They would have hated me. Fuck sisterhood. Bring me Jeremiah. Right. Shelly was upset because Ace got hard. Baby. Huda is a weirdo because on the island Chris is a weirdo because on the island she didn't do too much. I can't stand a bitter man. Right, L'Oreal. That's why it's hard for me, and I said that at the beginning. It's hard for me to believe anything or hear anything that Chris got to say because Chris was down with the shit. Chris was down with the shit. Chris was down with the shit when he was in good with her. He was down with it, baby. I was mad that Andy didn't hold her feet to the choir. But well, baby. Right, baby. I don't want to hear, listen, can we have real talk? Who gives a fuck about, nobody gives a fuck about somebody yelling while old girl was in the confessional. Who gives a fuck about that friendly ass shit? Y'all don't know. See, I think that even watching this, y'all, they have a bad take on what we want to see. They have a bad take on what we want to see. Don't nobody give a damn about that at all. Slick, I need you to host all of Beverly Hills reunion. I'm waiting on my peach. I'm waiting for Andy to reach out to me and let me know. I would love to host a reunion. Or go to BravoCon and host something. Because I really watched the show. I don't think that Ariana really did a good job. I like her though. But I think that she was a little bit, yeah, I say boring. Let me see. Give me a second, my baby. Let me see. Give me 1 second, my baby. Okay, that's more like it. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Something ain't right. Okay, that's what it is. Hold on, y'all. I'm give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Give me one. Okay, that's all right. I know I ain't crazy. So you get Shelly point. I do get Shelly point. But the thing with Shelly for me is I feel I would have never, Huda would have never, I do get her point. I do get her point, but but the thing is this, y'all let Huda tell y'all not to experience her man because y'all was trying to be friends with the bitch. You give, and I don't mean when I say that, I don't mean it in like a negative way, and I hope it don't sound harsh like that, like I got something against the girl because I don't. But what I'm saying is, y'all let her convince y'all not to experience or experience or take chats and stuff with Jeremiah because she was gonna be mad. But she just would have been around the house pumping and crying, and she just would have been mad because stuff like that usually is never reciprocated. It's never reciprocated. Almost never. Mm-mm. I'm from 305. I'm from Dade County. Bitch. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. And what we at? Okay. Yes, we need someone that's gonna make the girls talk. Yeah, I'll hold them accountable. Can you come in and said "Hola, a housewife" and said "Hola, a housewife"? But, baby, girl, if she didn't backdoor her friend, and I also don't like. And now, wrong take. You are right about something. Wrong take. I don't like how Alandria was not questioned about not being a girl's girl after taking Ciara's man. The point was that being friends and how sensitive Hooper was when it came to Jeremiah and Jeremiah, I respected it, and Shelly wanted the same consideration. I get the point. It's not that I don't get the point, but it was a challenge. I get the point, y'all. I get the point. Y'all don't have to tell me Shelly is my favorite in the house. Shelly is my favorite. That's my girl. But I just got to call it right. But when you think about it, Chris was in the mix too. He couldn't really see what was doing when it was happening. Yeah. I'm confused how so many people are in the chat and like free is so and a free like is so hard. How y'all don't like begging? Right. Y'all ain't like the video, y'all. Please don't have me around here begging. Begging make people hate you. Okay? Do it, baby. Stick it, baby. Do it, baby. Stick it, suck it up on that clear till the ooh. Who'd have told? Hey, Ariana time is past. Her 15 minutes ran out last year. Really? She was sitting there judging them in her head. Yes, she was. She don't got a good hit. And we would be so entertained. Right? They created Friendship Island. Right. I'm going to experience somebody, and I think that Jeremiah is also handsome. So I would have experienced Jeremiah, and Huda would have just had to feel whatever way she felt about it, because I would have experienced Jeremiah. You get what I'm saying? But they didn't. She had them scared, especially how she was acting towards Iris. But baby, I like Iris though, because I love when Jalen said, "Ain't this crash shot number 2?" And baby, she was laying out there in that sun, baby, and put her glasses on and said, "No, like more like 16 or 17." I say, "Bitch, baby, that Iris is slick. That Iris is slick." They didn't have the camera on her a lot, but baby mama got a mouth on her. Mama got a mouth on her. Mama got a mouth on her, baby. Good boy, we see each other. I'm pulling Jeremiah for chats and kissing him every challenge, right? And girl, and it's Lana, and I dare her, bitch, I dare you run up over here on me. I dare you run up here over here on me, baby. Your daughter gonna see you and say, "Mommy, is that you?" You think that you had a Band-Aid over that nose, girl. "Mommy, is that you? Mommy, what happened to your nose?" Oh, yes. Yes. But Iris wasn't a bully for that comment because she was. Huda wasn't getting me up off Jeremiah. Fight me. Oh, what she say? What New York say? Hit me, slap me, bitch. I want you to. And that girl ended up spitting on her, child. It wasn't Friend Island. They had 2 chances to get Huda out the house and they didn't. Right. But Spuda, baby, that's usually what happens though. When you let people unchecked behavior go around, it usually they didn't see Huda can't be the bully. Huda was the bully in the house. She was still going around calling people names. The stuff that she did to Jeremiah was so wrong. It's like they didn't want to talk about anything having to do with Ciara. But we gotta. I think that Ciara should have been at the reunion. And I'll die on that hill. And I actually like Ciara. I thought that Ciara was good for the house. I thought that she was fair. You know what I'm saying? I think that she had friendly pussy. And I think that she was good for the house. You can't let people think they run you right. Some people can never be a friend person. So who won? Who is a manipulator and laughing and forth? Amaya won. Amaya and Brian won. Yeah, Ciara should have been there. I think that Ciara should have been there. I like Ciara. You Lisa, I can understand, and I think that for the shit, Ciara got damn near to. I want to say that Ciara got damn near. If I'm not tripping, Ciara got to episode 30. Because the mamas came in on episode like 32, 34. Ciara made it damn near to the end. I might as well kept the girl. What are we getting rid of her for? Right? Like she done already did the whole season. To throw her out now, it's just y'all letting the fans run the show. Shit, she was there longer than everybody that was at Casa. I think that she was the longest bombshell that was in the house. So yeah, that's how I feel. And I was wondering, do you? They didn't want the backlash from the Asian community. Mm. Oh boy, they have no problem with it. Yo, 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 clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Woo, 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 woo. I was like, wow. Nick wasn't going to stay with Sierra either way. No, he wasn't. The longest bombshell was Amaya. Was she? I don't like Amaya no more. And Sierra showed receipts that she sent a long apology for using the word and took it down after someone explained to her it was a slur. Oh, wow. Sierra should have been there. Yeah, Nick goes wherever the winds blows. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because this is the thing. And I think that everybody, anytime somebody says against, and I get it, anytime anybody says anything against Alandria, I think that people get offended because she's dark skinned, right? However, the way that Chris did Bella, the way that Chris did Sierra, it's not far fetched for people to think that Nick is not really into Alandria. Right? It's not far fetched. It's not a reach. It's nothing against Alandria. It's about that nigga, and that's all. And I said it. Okay. Let me see. What else happened? Nick just having fun with her, right? That's why none of and Desiree. I honestly and truthfully, and I'm being honest, y'all. I don't think that none of the couples in the house is genuine. Not one. Not one. But Ola, I like Ola, but Nick a hoe, and so is Ola. And so is Ola. And Ola is not a girl's girl. Ola is over there kissing on what's the nigga name? Ace 2. Okay? He was over there kissing on Ace 2. I bet you Taylor ain't never checked. I would have checked Ace. What you kissing on my girlfriend for? What did you have to go and grab? Because if we saying that we do challenges with intent, what was Ace's intent for what was Ace's intent for kissing on Clark? I don't know why I always want to call Clark Taylor. Time to let a nigga go. Yeah, time to let it go. Alandria gets me older than 27. Sorry. How much? What she give you? 48? Time to let a nigga go. I wish I could see Iris and Pepe being genuine. They have great body language and chemistry. They said they got two different definitions of of dating. They ain't a match like that. Oh yeah, let me cook though. This was fun. It's always a good fight over here. I think they are having fun with each other, Ole, Alandria, and Nick. I ain't like Nick dabbing up Nick Cannon about not being exclusive. See, I ain't even see that. Man, good boy, I done missed most of it. All right, Tavares. Taylor and Clark is the only real couple from season. So you think so? The girls girl thing ruined the show. Yeah, the girls thing ruined the show. It ruined the show. But do you? But let me think. Do we have a problem with them being catty towards each other though? Like if this is my first Love Island watching, I think that the girls will probably get to getting catty with each other when they messing with the same niggas or playing with the same dudes. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. I hope Clark and Taylor make it. Hope Clark and Taylor make it well. See, baby, they done said that Clark is around here hitting the girl upside there. You know, they say she's an abuse victim now, child. Iris and Pepe broke up. Iris and Pepe anything. Pepe cheated in the hotel lobby. Wow. The Dreamer 25 Dreamer book. See, that's what I'm saying though. Do we expect real love? These are swingers. Everybody here kissing on everybody. Is Pepe already unfollowed? The split is online. They've followed each other. I don't see that either. It's kind of trifling for Nick to do that. Right. Nick with the yes. They need to just be like the man and say, may the best woman win and not be catty. Right. Last year it got real catty, but those girls came out friends. No, so whatever. Say whatever with your chest. Amaya unfollowed Brian. But see, I didn't ever trust Brian. But Brian was cool. But what I liked about Brian is that he split the money with her. Let's keep the party going with After the Villa for this cast. Let's keep the party going with After the Villa for this cast. What is After the Villa? Because they was talking about, well, they said Villa Games. Love Island Games. Brian and I broke up. Nick finally stopped following Huda today. And Pepe and Iris broke up. Pisces are flaky. You have to be careful. Nick and Pepe are both Pisces. They also get heady when they find out who the audience is. Like, well, we experienced that this year. Yep, Amaya and Brian did the same thing, broke up, but we knew that. Well, she never even had him on her Instagram. When I went and looked on her Instagram, outside the stuff with I Love Island, I don't think that we ever saw him like on their Instagram or whatever. So, you know, Amaya was just too happy to have somebody with her. I didn't think that the relationship worked. I think that a lot of people thought that the relationship was genuine because they was both Latino. But no, I didn't think that he was like genuine for her. And we got to be careful because I think that a lot of times we can be I think that sometimes a lot of women can be fooled thinking that a man, just because, and this is why a lot of the girls get fooled, because I think that a man can stand up for you. That doesn't mean that he wants you. Doesn't mean that he like you or have general interest in you or any interest in you. He could just be standing up for you just to stand up for you. Split. He didn't want her. He wanted the money. Yeah, he split the money is what I'm saying. Gabor, you gonna watch season 6? I don't know, Brianna Nicole. I gotta go look and see at the cast and see what's going on. But it'll be at a slow pace because I plan on it'll be at a very slow pace. After the Villa is a show. The season 6 cast got After Love Island. Okay. Are all of the couples on there? Or who gonna be on the show? Like the OGs? How that work? This season was so toxic. I'm ready forget them. Me too. Love Island game. It's like a second chance with the UK, USA, and Australia all together. Oh, okay. They did not give winner energy either, like the past winners. No, they didn't. They didn't. Jessica, boy, this reminds me of a friend I have. Whenever I gotta say hi to her, she says she did like a child. Thank you for the super chat, Desiree. She said thank you for bridging the show for us. These reviews have been good. Thank you so much, y'all. But thank y'all so much for clicking on the video, y'all. I appreciate the love and support. I am so glad to be done with these people. But now we can get back to our regularly scheduled program. But again, thank y'all so much for clicking on the video, y'all. I really appreciate the love and support, and I'll see y'all later. Adios.
Call Daddy, tell him 25. Call Daddy, tell him 25. Call Daddy, tell him 25.